What we're moving when we bank the aircraft, if you look out there in the wingtips, we're moving the ailerons out there. So on a left turn or bank, what's happening is the aileron on the left there is deflected upward. It's creating drag right now. If you look on the right wing, this guy's down, almost creating lift. So that wing's going to drip down, this one's going to come up. So we're going to go left. So then on the right turn, now that guy's up, now that one's down. So again, climbing, pulling towards us, descending is pushing away. What we're moving there at the very rear of the plane is the stabulator, which makes us go up and down. It's kind of like the tail in a whale, if you will. Okay. Makes us go up and down. The amount of movement we're going to need to do in this guy up in the air, not a lot either way. Little movements will make a big change. Okay. Lighter grip on the controls works better than a tight grip as well. If you have it tight, you kind of distance yourself from what the plane's doing. It's harder to control the plane. Lighter grip, the plane's sort of more stable. You can feel more what's happening with the plane. You're kind of more with it. Other controls we have, and I'll do these guys today, but what we have is the pedals down here. They're called the rudder pedals. So what they move is the rudder, the very rear of the plane, the big blue fin. Right. And they also move the nose wheel in the very front of the plane. So I'm going to steer the plane with those pedals on the ground. Okay. In the air, the purpose of the rudder is basically keeps us coordinated in our turns. So when you bank the plane today, I might use a little bit of rudder in some of those banks, just to keep the tail on at the nose of the plane. The plane will turn without using the rudder, but it'll be like a sloppy turn. So it's like skidding around the corner. Think a car skidding. Basically, you're slipping around the corner. So that's what that guy does for me. Jumping up to the instruments now, top left up here. Airspeed indicator. Airspeed indicator is like your speedometer in your car, except it's how fast we're moving through the air, how fast we're moving through in knots. In this aircraft, when we get on the runway and we add full power, we need to accelerate to about 65 knots before we take off. At 65 knots, we're going to have enough air flowing over the wings, generating enough lift. We're going to be able to get up into the air. Then we're going to climb at 80. We'll cruise around 100 knots or so. Wow. 100 knots equates to 120 miles per hour. Okay. So knots 1.2 times gets you miles per hour. The next guy here, artificial horizon or attitude indicator. So the blue is like the blue sky, the brown is the ground, the white line between the blue and the brown is the horizon. So what this guy does for us, it shows us whether we're basically in straight and level flying, whether we're banking left or right, or whether we're pitched up or down, or climbing and descending. The way the instrument's sitting there right now, it's not powered up. It's showing a little bit of a descent, and it's showing a left bank. So if we weren't banked at all, the yellow wings would be level with the horizon, yep. Right. And the yellow and the white triangle would be pointing towards each other. So this is where we're going to look for the bank angle up here. So right now, the yellow triangle is pointed to the first white mark, which represents 10 degrees. 10 degrees. So each one is 10, so 10, 20, 30. Right. Until you get to the dot, it's 45, then you go 60, then 90, but we'll keep it around 30 or less. Okay. All right. Make it easy. The next guy here, altimeter. Altimeter is how high we are. This airport, we're basically starting at about 100 feet above sea level. Okay. The way you read that, read the small little guy. There's stubby one first, then the other guy. So this one's 1,000, that one's 100. So we're 0,000, 100 feet as we sit here. And to ask you guys want to go around the coast today on the flight, or do you want to go around LA?
Coast, I think. Coast? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. So we'll only climb up to about another 1,000 feet or so more than where we're at. So we'll go 1,200 feet. Okay. We'll come out this way, basically over towards Redondo, take a left, we'll come around Palos Verdes, we'll look right there, the cliffs and stuff, past a couple of the golf courses out here, past Queen Mary, basically all the way to the Huntington Beach. Go to the pier there, take it 180 around the pier, come back along the coastline there again.
Sounds good. Cool.
And got 3 more I want to down here to talk about. So this guy, black ball down here in fluid, basically it's a level. That's how I know how much rudder to use. The black ball tells me where the tail is in relation to us. So if the black ball was up into the right side of the tube, it means the tail, the plane, is over here. Okay. So to fix that, you step on the ball. So it'll be right pressure on the rudder, which is going to move the rudder this way. It's going to swing us back this way. Yep. So wherever the ball is, I step on it. Idea is to keep it between those 2 black lines, and whatever pressure is needed to keep it there. Heading indicator here. Heading indicator, you can say I can change it. What I change it to is whatever the compass up here is telling me I'm pointing to right now. So we're about 210 degrees. Lastly here, this guy's a vertical speed indicator. It's a rate instrument. It's the rate at which we're either climbing or descending. So that'd be a 500 feet per minute climb. That's a 500 feet per minute descent.
Gotcha.
Okay? Radios, avionics, all that GPS stuff here I'll do. As we come down here, we have the throttle quadrant. I'll do the power, but what we have here is the throttle. So it's like your accelerator in your car. So idle here, full power would be forward. Blue knob here controls the RPMs on the engine. It does that by changing the pitch on the propeller blades. So the blade angles can change. So thinking about a car, forward here is like first gear. You're getting the most bite from the propeller, which you want for takeoff or for climb. Yep. When we reach cruise, bring back the throttle some, bring back this guy, go into a higher gear, engine's working less, but getting better performance out of the aircraft.
Gotcha.
And the red one controls the fuel-air mixture. Yep, so it's how much fuel is being fed to the engine. No fuel at all here. That's mixture full rich. We go higher in the atmosphere, there's less air density, less air coming into the engine. Compensate that for bring back less fuel into the engine.
So this is carbureted.
Yeah, it's a carbureted engine.
Yeah.
Even fuel-injected planes have this on there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't have O2 sensors.
No, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, they're still coming into that stuff, yeah. They're
Yeah.
still working that stuff out, exactly, yeah. Be nice if they did. So, you guys have any questions?
What are we flying in today? What's the...
It's a Cicada Tobago. When it was made, it was actually part of Aerospatiale. It's a French company. It's still French. And it was made in France. So nowadays it's called actually EADS Cicada. It's a conglomeration or whatever, or consortium from a German and the French company.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's a Cicada TBM, or not TBM, TB10 Tobago, sorry. 180 horsepower engine in it. A lot of the components are American, like the engines come American, you know, the instruments and stuff like that, and then brakes and stuff. The gear frame, everything else is built in France. This is your
For me?
Yep.
I can put any of these on back
Yeah,
here?
the Bose one probably the best one. Yeah. And Tim, let me see if I can hear you.
Check, check.
Bring your boom a little closer to this guy, and then just talk a little bit louder.
Check, check, check.
Talk a little louder.
Check, check,
There we
check.
go.
Okay.
Justin, see what you got there.
Check, check, check.
All right, cool.